Hello folks, I'm L.A. Little and this is your daily short take. You know, one of the better trades of the year from a longer term perspective, right, has been the gold market. And you probably are wondering what I'm talking about. And what I'm saying here is not that you bought gold, which is what most people probably think when I say that, but that you traded it. And you traded it in some sort of a range. So you can see here, swing point low broke, right? That's the measurement when this thing comes back. What does it do? It comes up there, it fails again. What is it doing? It's coming back down here to test again. What is that? Well, that's a large range trade, right, off this prior swing point break, that when it does a retest, it regenerates lower. And you can use that knowledge to either trade this short or trade it long and trade individual stocks off that knowledge, right? I mean, there's multiple things you can do here. You can be a short trade, you can be a long trade. You really just want to trade this range. If we pull over the weekly, here's the weekly range, and you can see how this weekly range held almost all year, right? With large halfway moves inside, right? You kind of got a halfway dividing line here. You can see how it traded around it, threw it here, threw it there, made the highs, stuck at the middle, back to the highs, back to the middle, now down to the lows, now break the lows. And what have you done now? You've set up another range that's about equidistant with the one above it. That's the sort of range trade that can do you good. And the thing about it that makes this trade so good, and which is why I'm bringing it up, is that it's a big range. You need large ranges if you're going to trade them. If you just take the price points from here to there, we're talking about 8 points. 8 points on a $28 stock, which is the high, is a fairly significant percentage. I mean, it's definitely a percentage you can work with. That sort of trade, right, when you see that sort of trade, you can trade these ranges and make good money as long as you're willing to sell towards the highs, buy towards the bottoms. And that doesn't matter whether you're shorting this or you're going long this, right? It's just on the long, you're on the wrong end of on the trade. In other words, the trend is down in this. It's down on this time frame. It's down on the monthly time frame. It's down on all these time frames. So if you're trading this long, you have to recognize that you're counter trend trading the trend, right? The trend is down, not up. So, you know, the easier trade is to be shorting this. So there's inverse ETFs you could use if you want to use the whole thing, you know, the whole GDX. But, you know, the point is, range trades can be very profitable. Here's that big range we were just looking at. It's setting up another one up underneath it. And I suspect it's going to be the whole range again, just like it has been. And if that's true, that means that this little range that we see here will also break eventually, right, and put on another one below it. So be cognizant of that and use that to your advantage in the coming year. That is today's short take.